Stop. If you have ever said these words, you just exposed your weakness. The smartest people in the room are rarely the loudest. They do not argue. They do not defend themselves. And they certainly do not say sentences that instantly lower their value. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." Yet most people wake up every morning and immediately begin speaking in ways that sabotage their authority without even realizing it. Intelligent people understand something most never will. Your words reveal your level of control. Every careless sentence is a crack in your armor. In today's Stoic Morning routine, I will show you 7 things an intelligent person never says. Not because they are hiding, but because they are disciplined. And number 4 quietly destroys careers. If you master even one of these today, your presence changes, your authority increases, and people feel it without you explaining a single thing. Let's begin. Part 1. I already know that. Before the sun rises, before the world starts talking, before your phone steals your attention, Marcus Aurelius is already awake. Not because he is motivated, but because he understands something most people never learn. The greatest enemy of intelligence is not ignorance, it is arrogance. Take a breath with me. Inhale slowly. Exhale. Say it quietly in your mind. Arrogance kills growth. Now listen carefully. One of the most dangerous sentences an intelligent person can say is this: I already know that. It sounds harmless. It sounds confident. It sounds strong. But it is often the first crack in the foundation of a disciplined mind. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world at his time, wrote this line to himself: "If anyone can refute me and show me I'm mistaken, I will gladly change. For I seek the truth, by which no one was ever harmed." Notice something shocking. He did not write, "I am right." He wrote, "Show me where I am wrong." That is not weakness. That is intellectual dominance. Pause. Let that sink in. Now ask yourself, how many times have you said, "I know"? In meetings, in conversations, in arguments, in your own mind. Psychological studies from Cornell University on the Dunning-Kruger effect show something powerful. The less people know, the more confident they feel about what they know. And the more competent someone becomes, the more aware they are of what they do not know. In other words, the loudest certainty often hides the weakest foundation. Marcus understood this centuries before psychology had a name for it. He woke up each morning reminding himself not of his power, but of his limits. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. But how do you gain power over your mind? You stop lying to yourself. And I already know that is often a lie. Let's explore why. Imagine a young officer in Marcus's army. He trains for years. He becomes skilled. He wins small victories. Then one day during a strategy briefing, an older general explains a formation adjustment. The young officer interrupts, "I know that." But he doesn't. Not fully. He knows the theory. He does not understand the nuance. On the battlefield, nuance is survival. The same is true in life. You may know discipline. You may know stoicism. You may know emotional control. But do you practice it when someone insults you? Do you practice it when money disappears? Do you practice it when your plans collapse? Knowledge without humility becomes decoration. Intelligence without teachability becomes fragile. Take another breath. Inhale. Exhale. Say it with me. I choose growth over ego. Good. Now here's the Stoic replacement sentence. Instead of saying, "I already know that," say, "What might I be missing?" That single shift transforms your mind. It turns defense into curiosity. It turns ego into expansion. And here is something practical. From today forward, for 30 days, whenever someone explains something to you, even if you think you know it, respond internally with this question: what detail have I not considered? Write it down once per day. This is your Stoic morning exercise. Marcus did something similar. His meditations were not philosophy essays. They were reminders to stay teachable. He wrote, "Do not be ashamed of needing help." Let that line shock you. An emperor wrote that. Now imagine applying this in modern life. At work, your colleague explains a process improvement. Instead of interrupting, you listen. You discover a 5% efficiency increase. In business, A 5% improvement in performance can increase profits by 20 to 30% due to compounding operational leverage. Small humility, massive impact. In relationships, your partner explains how something hurt them. Instead of defending, you listen. You discover a blind spot. In leadership, instead of assuming you understand your team, you ask better questions. This is intelligence, not knowing, but learning. Let's create a powerful morning ritual now. Tomorrow morning before checking your phone, say this: I may be wrong today. Let me see clearly. That sentence builds psychological flexibility. Research from the American Psychological Association shows that cognitive flexibility is directly linked to resilience and long-term success. The rigid mind breaks. The flexible mind adapts. Marcus survived plagues, betrayal, economic crisis, and war. Not because he knew everything, but because he stayed adaptable. Now here's a deeper truth. When you say, I already know that, what you are often protecting is identity. You want to be seen as competent, but real competence does not need protection. It evolves. Let's shock the mind for a moment. Many highly intelligent people plateau not because they lack IQ, but because they defend their existing knowledge. They become prisoners of their previous success. Marcus avoided this trap. Even as emperor, he studied philosophy daily. Even with absolute power, he sought correction. Ask yourself, are you more concerned with being right or becoming better? Pause. That question alone can change a life. Now imagine a different morning. You wake up. Instead of scrolling, instead of reacting, you review yesterday's conversations. Where did you say, I know? Where could you have asked, what am I missing? This is your Stoic audit. Do this for 30 days. Your communication will transform. Your relationships will deepen. Your authority will increase. Because intelligent people do not display intelligence. They cultivate it. Before we move forward, breathe once more. Inhale. Exhale. Say this quietly: I am teachable. Good. Because in the next part, we will confront a sentence even more dangerous than arrogance. A sentence that sounds responsible, but secretly destroys power. I can't. And what Marcus Aurelius would say instead might shock you. Stay with me. Part 2. That's not my problem. There is a sentence that sounds mature. It sounds detached. It sounds practical. It sounds efficient. That's not my problem. Pause. Take a slow breath. Inhale. Exhale. Say it quietly. Indifference is not intelligence. Now listen carefully. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire filled with chaos. He faced plagues that killed millions, corrupt officials, rebellious generals, economic collapse. He could have easily said, this is not my problem. After all, he did not create the plague. He did not invent betrayal. He did not design human weakness. But here is the difference between a ruler and a bystander. A bystander protects comfort. A ruler protects responsibility. Marcus wrote, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. He did not ask, whose fault is this? He asked, what must I do? That is Stoicism, not emotional withdrawal, not cold detachment, but strategic ownership. Let's go deeper. When people say, that's not my problem, what they usually mean is, I don't want discomfort. But growth hides inside discomfort. Take another breath, inhale, exhale. Say this: I respond, I don't retreat. Now imagine this situation. At work, a team project fails because someone else made a mistake. You say, that's not my problem. Technically true, but what happens next? You lose influence. Because leaders solve, followers separate. Marcus Aurelius did not see Rome's problems as personal attacks. He saw them as training. He wrote, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. The problem is not an interruption. The problem is the training ground. Modern leadership research shows that high-performing executives take 20 to 30% more voluntary responsibility than average managers, even when the situation is outside their direct control. Why? Because responsibility expands authority. Avoidance shrinks it. Let's reset again. Close your eyes for 3 seconds. Breathe. Say, what part of this is within my control? That question changes everything. When someone criticizes you unfairly, instead of saying, that's not my problem, Ask, what part of my reaction can I refine? When the economy shifts, instead of saying, that's not my fault, ask, what skill must I sharpen? When a relationship feels strained, instead of saying, they need to change, ask, what can I communicate better? This is not self-blame. This is self-command. Marcus Aurelius understood something profound. Life will always present disorder, but the disciplined mind extracts order from it. Indifference feels safe. Responsibility feels heavy, but responsibility builds strength. Let's talk about something uncomfortable. When you repeatedly say, that's not my problem, you train your brain to disengage, and disengagement reduces competence over time. Neuroscience shows that repeated avoidance patterns weaken neural pathways related to problem solving and resilience. Your brain becomes efficient at escape, not mastery. Marcus did the opposite. He leaned into complexity. He studied law, philosophy, strategy, medicine. He did not say, let someone else handle it. He asked, how can I become capable? That question builds intelligence. Intelligence is not how much you know. It is how much you are willing to face. Take one more breath. Inhale, exhale. Say it slowly. I expand through responsibility. Now imagine waking up tomorrow. Before checking notifications, before reading messages, you ask yourself one stoic morning question. What challenge today will train me? Not what will annoy me, not what will drain me, but what will train me. Suddenly, problems become practice. Discomfort becomes discipline, and you stop living reactively. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself, if it is endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining. Complaining distances you from power. Engagement moves you toward it. An intelligent person does not ignore problems. They evaluate which part belongs to them, and then they act. Even a small action, even a single step, because responsibility compounds, and compounding creates authority. Let's end this part with something clear. If you remove just one sentence from your life, remove "that's not my problem." Replace it with, what is my move? That single shift transforms chaos into clarity. And in the next part, we confront a sentence even more dangerous, one that sounds honest, but secretly destroys emotional control. They made me feel, and what Marcus Aurelius would say about emotional ownership might change how you see every conflict. Part 3, I can't. There is a sentence that sounds honest. It sounds realistic. It sounds safe. I can't. Pause, take a slow breath. Inhale, exhale. Say it quietly. Limits are often rehearsed. Now listen carefully. Marcus Aurelius was not a warrior carved from perfect marble. He was sick for much of his life. Chronic illness, physical weakness, relentless stress. He buried children. He faced betrayal. He ruled during plague and war. If anyone had permission to say I can't, it was him. But he did not live by permission. He lived by principle. Marcus wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Notice what he did not say. He did not say, you have power over circumstances. He did not say, you have power over fate. He said, you have power over your mind. And I can't is often the mind surrendering before the battle begins. Take another breath. Inhale. Exhale. Say this, I can do the next step. Because here's the truth. Most people do not quit because something is impossible. They quit because something is uncomfortable. And discomfort feels like incapacity. Modern neuroscience shows that the brain interprets unfamiliar effort as threat. Your nervous system resists what stretches it. That resistance whispers, I can't. But that whisper is not truth. It is protection. Marcus Aurelius trained himself to separate sensation from decision. Pain was information, not command. Let's make this real. You wake up early to build discipline. The alarm rings. Your mind says, I can't wake up this early. Is it physically impossible or mentally inconvenient? You start a new project. You hit difficulty. I can't do this. Is it incapability or impatience? Intelligent people never say I can't without examining it first. Because I can't often means I don't want to endure. Marcus endured, not dramatically, not loudly, but consistently. He wrote, if it is endurable, then endure it. Simple, brutal, clear. Take a micro reset. Close your eyes for 3 seconds. Breathe. Say this slowly. Hard is not impossible. Good. Now let's go deeper. There is a difference between I can't and I haven't yet. One shuts the door, the other leaves it open. Research on growth mindset by psychologist Carol Dweck shows that people who frame challenges as not yet persist 40% longer on difficult tasks. 40%. That difference compounds over years. I can't build ceilings. Not yet builds capacity. Marcus Aurelius did not expect ease. He expected friction, and because he expected it, he was not shocked by it. Shock weakens discipline. Preparation strengthens it. Imagine this. A soldier in Marcus's army says, I can't march another mile. The commander does not debate philosophy. He says one more step. Not the whole mile, one step. That is the Stoic method. Reduce overwhelm to movement. Instead of, I can't change my life, say, I can change this hour. Instead of, I can't control my anger, say, I can pause for 5 seconds. Instead of, I can't build discipline, say, I can complete one task. Take a breath, inhale, exhale. Say it, one step. Intelligent people understand momentum. Momentum is built through micro-action, not declarations. Marcus Aurelius faced the Germanic wars at the northern borders. Years of campaign, cold, mud, exhaustion. He did not conquer in a day. He advanced inch by inch. Victory was cumulative. So is character. Now let's confront something uncomfortable. Sometimes I can't hide fear, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of effort. But Stoicism teaches this. Loss is nothing else but change. Failure is not identity, it is feedback. When you say I can't, you freeze identity. When you say I will try the next step, you evolve identity. Here is a 30-day Stoic drill. Every time you catch yourself saying I can't, immediately add yet, write it down, track it. Notice patterns. You will discover that most can'ts are habits, not facts, and habits can be trained. Take another breath, inhale, exhale. Say this, I endure, because endurance builds confidence, and confidence builds authority. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If your thoughts constantly say I can't, your life shrinks. If your thoughts say one more step, your life expands. There is power in small persistence, not in dramatic bursts of motivation. Motivation fades. Principle remains. Marcus did not wake up inspired. He woke up disciplined. He did not say, I can't handle today. He said, today will test me. Good. Testing builds strength. Avoidance builds fragility. So tomorrow morning, before touching your phone, say, it will be difficult and I will endure. Not aggressively, not emotionally, calmly. Because calm endurance is real strength. And in the next part, we confront a sentence that seems harmless, but secretly gives your power away. They made me feel, and what Marcus Aurelius would say about emotional ownership may change how you handle conflict forever. Part 4, they made me feel. There is a sentence that sounds harmless. It sounds emotional. It sounds human. It sounds honest. They made me feel pause. Take a slow breath. Inhale. Exhale. Say this quietly. My emotions are mine. Now listen carefully. The moment you say, they made me feel, you hand over the steering wheel of your mind. You transfer control. You outsource authority. Marcus Aurelius understood something radical. No one can invade your mind without permission. He wrote, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Read that again slowly. Not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate. That is psychological power. Take another breath. Inhale, exhale. Say it. I choose my response. Now imagine this. Someone insults you publicly. Your heart rate spikes. Your face tightens. Your instinct says, they made me angry. But pause, did they create the anger? Or did they trigger something already inside you? Modern neuroscience shows that emotional reactions happen within milliseconds in the amygdala. But the prefrontal cortex, the rational brain, activates shortly after. Between trigger and reaction, there is a gap. Marcus trained himself to live inside that gap. That is Stoic mastery. Let's reset again. Close your eyes for 3 seconds. Breathe. Say this. I am not my first reaction. Good. Because your first reaction is biology. Your second reaction is character. Marcus Aurelius faced criticism constantly. Political rivals, military failures, public pressure. He could not control opinions, but he could control interpretation. He reminded himself, choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. That does not mean suppression, it means reframing. Let's make this practical. Someone ignores your message. They made me feel disrespected. Pause. Alternative. I feel disrespected and I will respond calmly. Do you see the difference? One blames, the other commands. One creates emotional chaos, the other creates emotional authority. Psychological studies on emotional regulation show that individuals who practice cognitive reframing experience 30 to 40% lower stress responses during conflict. That is not philosophy. That is measurable biology. Intelligent people do not deny emotion, they direct it. Take another breath. Inhale, exhale. Say this slowly. I own my interpretation. Now imagine a different scenario. A business deal collapses. They made me feel like a failure. But what if you reframed it? This outcome hurts. I will learn from it. The event stays the same. Your power changes. Marcus Aurelius faced the Antonine Plague, one of the deadliest pandemics of the ancient world. He lost people he loved. He lost soldiers. He lost stability. He did not say, the gods made me despair. He said, this is nature. I will act with virtue. That is emotional discipline, not numbness, discipline. Let's go deeper. Why do we say they made me feel? Because it feels safer to blame than to own. Blame removes responsibility. Ownership requires strength, but strength builds freedom. Take a micro reset. Breathe. Say, I pause before I react. Now here is your Stoic morning drill. Tomorrow morning, before engaging with anyone, tell yourself, today I will respond, not react. Write it down. When someone challenges you later, pause for 3 seconds. 3 seconds. That pause strengthens the neural pathway of restraint. Over time, restraint becomes natural. Marcus Aurelius trained restraint like a muscle. He wrote daily reflections correcting his impulses. He did not eliminate emotion. He disciplined it. There is a powerful difference between feeling and being controlled by feeling. Emotion is data. Reaction is decision. Intelligent people separate the two. Let's make this uncomfortable. If someone makes you angry easily, who truly holds power? If someone makes you insecure, who is directing your mind? Power flows toward control, and control begins inside. Take another breath. Inhale, exhale. Say it clearly, my mind is mine. Because the Stoic does not deny feeling. The Stoic refines response. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If your thoughts blame others for every emotion, your happiness becomes unstable. If your thoughts accept ownership, your mind becomes steady. Steadiness creates authority. Authority creates respect. Respect creates influence. And influence shapes destiny. So remove this sentence from your vocabulary. They made me feel, replace it with, I felt this, and I choose how to act. That one shift protects your sovereignty. And in the next part, we confront a sentence that sounds hopeful, but secretly creates passivity. I hope things get better. And what Marcus Aurelius teaches about preparation may change how you start every morning. Part 5, I hope things get better. There is a sentence that sounds positive. It sounds optimistic. It sounds harmless. I hope things get better. Pause, take a slow breath. Inhale, exhale. Say this quietly. Hope without action is sleep. Now listen carefully. Hope is not weakness, but passive hope is. Marcus Aurelius did not wake up hoping for an easy day. He woke up preparing for a difficult one. He wrote, when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. Notice something powerful. He did not hope people would be kind. He prepared for them not to be. That is Stoic clarity. Take another breath. Inhale, exhale. Say this, I prepare, I don't wait. Now let's make this practical. When people say, I hope things get better, what do they usually mean? I hope circumstances change. I hope people improve. I hope I feel motivated. But Marcus understood something radical. Circumstances rarely improve on their own. Character must. Hope alone creates delay. Preparation creates momentum. Modern behavioral science shows that implementation intentions, specific action plans, increase follow-through by over 70% compared to vague intentions. Hope is vague. Action is specific. Let's reset again. Close your eyes for 3 seconds. Breathe. Say this slowly. What will I do today? Not what will happen. What will I do? Marcus ruled during plague, famine, and war. He could have said, I hope Rome stabilizes. Instead, he organized grain distribution. He strengthened borders. He trained troops. He acted. Hope did not build the empire. Discipline did. There is something subtle about hope. It feels good in the moment. It soothes anxiety, but it postpones effort. Take another breath. Inhale. Exhale. Say it. Today is training. Now imagine this scenario. Your finances are unstable. I hope things improve next year. Alternative, I will cut one expense today. Your health is declining. I hope I feel better soon. Alternative, I will walk 20 minutes today. Your discipline is weak. I hope I become consistent. Alternative, I will complete one task before checking my phone. Hope drifts. Action anchors. Marcus Aurelius understood the power of starting small. He did not attempt to solve Rome in a day. He solved what was in front of him, one decision at a time. Intelligent people do not outsource improvement to fate, they engineer it. Psychological research on locus of control shows that individuals who act daily toward goals report higher long-term satisfaction and lower anxiety. Action reduces uncertainty. Uncertainty feeds anxiety. Hope without movement feeds uncertainty. Let's go deeper. There is a difference between hope and vision. Vision inspires. Hope waits. Stoicism is not pessimism, it is preparation. Marcus wrote, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If your thoughts are passive, your life drifts. If your thoughts are deliberate, your life sharpens. Take another breath. Inhale. Exhale. Say this clearly. I act before I wish. Now here is your Stoic morning drill. Tomorrow morning before coffee, before your phone, write down one problem, one action, one deadline. Not 5. 1. Clarity creates power. Action creates momentum. Momentum builds identity. Marcus Aurelius built identity through repetition. Daily writing. Daily reflection. Daily correction. Not daily hoping. There is something dangerous about constant hope. It creates dependency on external rescue. Stoicism removes rescue fantasy. It replaces it with self-command. Take a micro reset. Close your eyes, breathe. Say, I build, not beg. Because hoping the world improves is weak. Becoming stronger is powerful. Now imagine waking up each day asking, what will I improve before noon? Even a 1% daily improvement compounds dramatically over years. A 1% daily gain compounded over 365 days equals a 37 times improvement. Small action, massive outcome. Hope does not compound. Habit does. Marcus did not hope to be remembered. He disciplined himself to deserve memory. So remove this sentence, I hope things get better. Replace it with, I will make one thing better today. That single shift transforms passivity into progress. And in the next part, we confront a sentence that feels justified, but poisons character quietly. I deserve, and what Marcus Aurelius teaches about entitlement may challenge modern thinking completely. Part 6, I deserve. There is a sentence that sounds justified. It sounds confident. It sounds self-respecting. It even sounds empowering. I deserve pause. Take a slow breath. Inhale. Exhale. Say this quietly. Life owes me nothing. Now listen carefully. Entitlement is subtle. It does not scream. It whispers. I deserve better treatment. I deserve success. I deserve recognition. I deserve comfort. Marcus Aurelius was emperor of Rome. If anyone could claim entitlement, it was him. He had status, power, wealth, authority over millions. Yet he constantly reminded himself, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. That is not entitlement. That is humility. Take another breath. Inhale, exhale. Say this, I earn, I endure. Now let's go deeper. When you say, I deserve, what are you assuming? That effort automatically guarantees outcome. That goodness guarantees reward. That intention guarantees recognition. But reality does not operate on emotion. It operates on cause and effect. Modern workplace studies show that employees who focus on contribution rather than entitlement are 35% more likely to be promoted over 5 years. Why? Because contribution builds value. Entitlement builds resentment. Marcus Aurelius did not rule from comfort. He ruled from duty. He wrote, at dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. Notice that language. Not I deserve rest, not I deserve ease. I have to go to work. Duty creates dignity. Entitlement erodes it. Take a micro reset. Close your eyes. Breathe. Say slowly, what must I give? Not what should I get? What must I give? Now imagine this. You work hard for months. Recognition does not come. Your instinct says, I deserve appreciation. But here is the Stoic shift. My work builds me, whether or not they notice. Powerful. Because external validation becomes optional. Internal discipline becomes central. Marcus Aurelius faced betrayal from people he trusted. He could have said, I deserve loyalty. Instead, he prepared for human weakness. He expected imperfection. Expectation reduces disappointment. Preparation reduces resentment. Entitlement amplifies both. Let's make this uncomfortable. If life rewarded only what people believed they deserved, the world would collapse into chaos. Because deserving is subjective. Value is objective. You may deserve wealth in your mind, but the market rewards skill. You may deserve love, but relationships reward presence and consistency. You may deserve peace, but peace rewards discipline of thought. Take another breath. Inhale, exhale. Say it clearly. I build value. Intelligent people focus on becoming undeniable, not on demanding recognition. Marcus Aurelius never demanded applause. He demanded excellence from himself. That difference is everything. There is something dangerous about entitlement. It breeds comparison, and comparison breeds bitterness. Stoicism cuts comparison at the root. It says, focus on virtue, focus on action, focus on character, leave outcome to nature. Research in positive psychology shows that individuals who focus on process rather than reward report significantly higher long-term satisfaction. Process creates control. Reward is unpredictable. Take a reset. Close your eyes for 3 seconds. Breathe. Say, I owe my duty. Because that is the Stoic mindset. Not I deserve comfort, but I owe discipline. Not I deserve success, but I owe effort. Marcus Aurelius trained himself to see privilege as responsibility, power as service, comfort as temporary. Nothing was guaranteed. Everything was earned daily. Now here is your Stoic morning drill. Tomorrow morning, instead of asking, what do I deserve today? Ask, what must I contribute today? Write one action. Complete it before noon. That is how identity shifts. One duty at a time, one earned step at a time. Over months, that mindset compounds into authority, and authority commands respect without demanding it. Take one final breath. Inhale, exhale. Say this, I earn my place, because in the final part, we confront the sentence that quietly destroys discipline. I'll do it tomorrow. And what Marcus Aurelius teaches about time may be the most powerful lesson of all. Part 7, I'll do it tomorrow. There is one sentence more dangerous than failure, more dangerous than ignorance, more dangerous than fear. I'll do it tomorrow. Pause, take a slow breath. Inhale, exhale, say it quietly. Tomorrow is a promise no one owns. Now listen carefully. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, but he never ruled time. And that frightened him, not in panic, in awareness. He wrote, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Not dramatic, not poetic, precise. He did not assume tomorrow. He respected today. Take another breath. Inhale. Exhale. Say this, now is power. Let's go deeper. When people say, I'll do it tomorrow, what are they really saying? I don't feel like it. I'm not ready. It's uncomfortable. Tomorrow becomes a hiding place for discomfort. But discipline is built in discomfort. Modern behavioral research shows that when tasks are delayed once, the probability of delaying them again increases by nearly 60%. Procrastination compounds, just like discipline does. Marcus Aurelius faced war on the northern frontier. Cold, mud, exhaustion. If he had said, we'll advance tomorrow, the enemy would have advanced today. Time rewards the decisive. It punishes the hesitant. Take a reset. Close your eyes for 3 seconds. Breathe. Say this. One action. Now. Not the whole plan. Not the entire transformation. One action. Now. Because intelligent people understand something simple. Momentum is fragile. Delay kills it. Think about this. You promise yourself you'll wake early tomorrow. You promise you'll start the workout next week. You promise you'll read that book next month. Every promise postponed weakens self-trust, and self-trust is the foundation of discipline. Marcus Aurelius did not speak about massive leaps. He spoke about duty in the present moment. He asked himself daily, what is my task right now? Not next year. Not when conditions improve. Now. Take another breath. Inhale. Exhale. Say it clearly, I act before I doubt. Now imagine this. You hesitate before making a difficult phone call. I'll do it tomorrow. But what changes tomorrow? Usually nothing except your anxiety grows. Anxiety feeds on delay. Action dissolves it. Studies show that completing even small pending tasks reduces cortisol levels significantly. Action calms the mind. Delay agitates it. Marcus Aurelius understood that clarity comes from movement, not from waiting. He wrote, do every act of your life as if it were your last. Not to create fear, but to eliminate postponement. There is something brutal about time. It moves without negotiation. You can either move with it or be carried by it. Take a micro reset. Close your eyes. Breathe, say, small. Now. That is the Stoic formula. Read one page now. Send one message now. Take one step now. 10 minutes now. Because identity is built through repeated present actions, not through future promises. And here is something uncomfortable. The undisciplined worship tomorrow. The disciplined respect today. Marcus Aurelius did not assume he had years to perfect himself. He improved daily, quietly, relentlessly, without announcement. Now imagine removing this sentence from your vocabulary. I'll do it tomorrow. Replace it with, I start now. Even if small, especially if small. Because small beginnings create massive trajectories. A 1% improvement today is better than a perfect plan delayed. Over a year, consistent small action outperforms sporadic intensity every time. Take one final breath. Inhale. Exhale. Say it. I move now. And now look back at the 7 sentences. I already know. That's not my problem. I can't. They made me feel I hope things get better. I deserve. I'll do it tomorrow. Remove these and your language changes. When language changes, thinking changes. When thinking changes, behavior shifts. When behavior shifts, identity transforms. This is the Stoic morning routine. Not affirmations, not hype, but subtraction. Remove weakness from speech. Strength follows. And before you leave this moment, choose one sentence you will delete starting today. Not all 7. 1. Because discipline begins with decision. If this hits you, good. Because this channel is not for people who want motivation. It is for people who want discipline. Most people scroll. Intelligent people reflect. Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. And that quality is shaped by what you choose to say and what you refuse to say. So here is your challenge. For the next 24 hours, eliminate just one weak sentence from your vocabulary and notice how differently people respond to you. Power does not shout. Power chooses. If you are serious about building a stoic mind, stronger discipline, and unshakable presence, subscribe to Making Life Better, because every morning we train your mind before the world tests it, and tomorrow's lesson might be the one that changes everything.